Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Guess who's holding things up? It's me. Yeah, sorry for all the guys in the room. I forgot it started at 10:02. I was bumbling along in my own little world thinking it's an 8 o'clock start, and they like to qualify, get their qualifying race of 3 laps started at 10:02. The grid for that qualifying race, raced on the Racing Super Softs tyres, is the reverse of the championship. I don't even know if I'm going to have much chance to do the championship. We'll try. Guess he's at the top on 97 points. Homesick Alien is second on 96 points. Shiren is third on 91 points. Then we have Anton Poika in fourth on 87 points. Racer Brown fifth on 86 points. Haza is sixth on 79 points. Cthulhu is seventh on 75 points. Jim eighth on 58 points. Bandit 9th on 58 points. Ensign Hewitt 10th on 57 points. Skyjacker 11th on 57 points. Groot 12th on 41 points. Digital Blasphemy 13th on 9 points. Westman for 14th on 8 points. Bunny 15th yet to score. They've asked if we're ready, so you reverse that in your heads and you've got the grid for this 3-lap race. Then they will go into a 40-minute race using, I believe, the super softs and medium tyres. And after 40 minutes, they'll take a short break and they'll go into race 2, another 40-minute race using only the racing softs and the hard tyre. It does kick up a bit of an interesting tactic from some of the guys. Haza missed us last week. He's back in his Honda. Shiren is out there and they're just getting set now. Skyjacker, Bandit is whizzing around. Groot, winner from the last 2 rounds, I think. Then Cthulhu in 6th. Wait, he's not in 6th. We'll see. All right, people are chatting already. Skyjacker says, hi you. Ensign Hewitt saying, hi guys, good luck everyone. And Racer Brown saying, hello. How are we tonight? Rushed. I'm all right. I forgot. I just totally forgot about everything. I forgot about it starting at 10:02. I was sat outside quite pleasantly on my cigarette and then thought, oh shit, we're starting in a minute. I mean, ooh poo. And here they go for a 3-lap race here at Brands Hatch for round 5 of the Super GT. Leading them away is Groot, and we know he's fast because he's had some good results in the 2 rounds that he's been in, and he's off leading Skyjacker away in the Nissan. Skyjacker not happy with that Nissan so far this season. Groot in the same machinery, and he's flying already through Druids. I thought Brands Hatch might be a little tight for these things. Lexus, they are skittish at the best of times. Lexus a Bandit, see, skittish at the best of times. Jim in 4th place, he would have liked seeing that ahead of him. Then we have Cthulhu 5th, then Haza in 6th, Anton Poika 7th, Shiren 8th, and then Homesick Alien in 9th. Guessed he couldn't make it, had to work late. So good for Groot and others, all trying to gain points. Groot with the number 2 car. And he's ticked off all the livery specs that need to be done. Bar 1, but I'm not grassing him up. Skyjacker chasing him down. 1.5 seconds already on just the first lap. Groot is unstoppable. Bandit is up into 3rd. Jim's up into 4th. Who's had a slip? Someone. Cthulhu down. He's had a bit of a moment along the start straight, and that puts him right down to the bottom. So Groot, Skyjacker, Bandit up into 3rd. Jim 4th. Haza 5th, right on Jim's tail. And then Anton Poika following him through. Shiren is in 7th. Homesick Alien moved up to 8th because of Cthulhu. But luckily for Cthulhu, he's still right on their tail. I don't know who was in 3rd before Bandit. Oh, the Honda making a move on the Lexus there. And Haza is up. And someone's off in front of him. Is that Bandit? He's going to be going slow down this straight. He's going to be wide open for Haza to get up there. He's trying to have a look around the outside. There's no room there for Haase, and Bandit still maintains that third place on the grid so far as all the cars bunch up. Anton Poika trying to get through as well, and Jim slipping back to behind Shiren. This has not gone Jim's way, and Shiren then fight with his elbows out, getting up a bit ahead of Haase, so Haase losing out as well. Jim and Haase both losing out to Anton Poika, and Shiren coming through, and all of that started with Bandit having a small off and leaving himself wide open for the field, but they all bunched up. Meanwhile, Skyjacker still maintaining 1.5 seconds behind Groot, and Groot looking like he's going to get the pole here, but Skyjacker will do anything he can to stop that from happening. Anton Poika up into third. He's got the Bandit now. Bandit down to fourth. Shiren in fifth. Jim sixth. He's battling hard with Homesick Alien, so we've lost Haase altogether in this little battle, and Jim is keeping his elbows out, and he's saying, "You shall not pass." And Homesick Alien again up the inside having a look at the Lexus, but Jim's standing fast, and he's not giving Homesick Alien any quarter there. And Haase battling with Cthulhu, who we saw Cthulhu having a bit of a spin earlier on, and Haase in his Honda, Cthulhu in his Nissan, and duking it out for the back of the grid. Meanwhile, Groot is still leading up to 2 seconds now as he brings it around the final part of the track. Skyjacker will be starting second on the grid with Anton Poika third, Shiren starting fourth, Bandit. Oh no, Bandit's lost it in the corner. That's put a bit of a dampener on his start. He was in a good position. Groot's crossed the line for pole. Skyjacker gets second on the grid. Anton Poika in his Honda brings it around for third. Then we have Shiren in the Nissan fourth. Jim just pips Homesick Alien for fifth, and sixth for Homesick Alien, seventh for Haase. Cthulhu gets eighth, and poor Bandit right on the final lap. He went balls and all in, and ended up in ninth. That's the grid. How exciting. And Racer Brown saying lol. Oh, Bandit was in third, was he? For some reason I thought he was in fourth. I don't know, it's tripping out. All these races merge into one when you do them all. You start forgetting which race you're doing or what you just witnessed. So I'll take you to the grid like I do as they set themselves all up, because I think he has to do he has to change the settings and manually set the grid up. So Groot is your man on pole. He is the man to watch. He's missed the first 2 rounds, was it? Yeah, so Groot's missed out on the first 2 rounds, but he's been coming back with a bang. What do you get for a win then? How many points is a win? 15. It's got to be 15. I can't see anything. Oh, there is a 16 there. So I'm sure Groot's had 2 wins in 2 races in a row. So let me go back and have a look how things are shaping up here. Nothing has changed as of yet. So Groot on pole, Skyjacker alongside him. That is a battle. Here's the setup change. Anton Poika just on the second row with the Russian sensation alongside him. That's for a good fight there, with Jim in fifth, Homesick Alien sixth, Haase seventh, Cthulhu in eighth, and ninth place for Bandit. And Groot got the fastest lap on that qualifying session. Who can stop Groot? We know that Haase is fast. We know Anton Poika is fast. Homesick Alien is fast. The Skyjacker is fast. Shiren is fast. There is Cthulhu. All of them. They're all out there. Jim, Bandit. Anyone has got a chance of crossing that line first. Looks like Homesick Alien is lining himself up for a practice start, and we do not like to miss a single opportunity. When sat on car, Homesick Alien opting for the slower tyre, the racing medium. There is the start. He's up to third gear. He's just lifting the slight dab of the brakes through paddock hill. And then up to Druids, heavy on the brakes, down to second gear, right on the apex there. And then heavy onto the accelerator again. And is it a lift around here? No, it is a dab of the brakes just to kill that speed, but I don't know if he's going full pelt now. He's got the hazards on. It looks like he's backed off, and he's in the pits. And so a few of them out there just trying things out. Shiren on the medium tyre. Skyjacker, super softs. He is on the front row fighting Groot. It'd be interesting. What's Groot going for? Groot going for a set of medium tyres. Oh, hot dog. Dang. That front grid battle is heating up with Skyjacker opting for a set of super soft tyres. Homesick Alien asking if we're ready. Oh, I don't want to ruin... Oh, I'll ruin the start by typing. I don't know if you guys see the typing, actually. I think YouTube omits it. No, you do. I've just looked at the screen. You can see it. And I don't even know if this is a practice start anyway. This is him typing. Skyjack has gone for Y, everyone. I didn't notice the first time round. I assume he did a Y as well. And Catula as well. There you go. He's Spanish. What can you say? So, the Finnish get it. So why not anyone else? And then in the chat, let's have a quick breeze through these chats. I'll go back outside. We can look at his car. It's pretty to look at. And here's to sit inside. We'll sit with Pulse here. It's 3 for quali race plus 1 for fastest lap. Oh, you get points for them as well. Okay. And Racer Brown, 3 points for the qualifying and 15 points for firsts. There you go. In the races. And Racer Brown saying pit stops are not long at Brands, so it might be a few pits. There we go. Racer Brown's in Greece directing this, by the way, if you want to know. It's not, you know, he's not stuck at work like some people, or he's having a hard time with things, and that's why he can't race. Just in case you're feeling any kind of sympathy for him, he's lounging around in a Grèce, directing us, so I don't want no sympathy. Here we go then, for the start. I think there is writing on there, but I'll look at the stream when we get a slow lap. Groot on pole against Skyjack. Skyjack is starting not that great on the super softs. He's been done by Anton Poika. Anton Poika challenging. He's on the super softs, and that's what Skyjacker should have done. And Anton Poika through and into the lead. Groot in second. Shiren gets a move. So, oh my word, where is Skyjacker? He's down. Oh, something can't be right in his car. He must be having some sort of issue. So Anton Poika then takes the lead with Groot. Groot's got to fight now with it. Homesick Alien up to third. What a dynamic start for Homesick Alien. He went for the super softs. Cheeky, bluffing in the practice. He had the mediums on, didn't he? But yes, he's gone for super softs there. Haza on the medium tyre, with Catula also on the medium tyre. Jim's gone for medium tyres in this race. Bandit on the medium tyres. Skyjacker on the super softs. And Shiren's totally out of it on the medium. He was up there, wasn't he? We saw. I saw with my eyes. He was. Don't know what happened to Paul Shiren. It's a long race. Hopefully he can pick up some pieces, but Anton Poika and Homesick Alien drawing ever nearer with his super soft tyres to Groot. Do you know what? I might stay on the bonnet. I was going to go in car, but that might be a bit better. I'm not sure. Free when you're on your phone. Where's Ensign? Oh, Ensign Hewitt wasn't feeling very well. Yes, you can give Ensign Hewitt sympathy, not Racer Brown. So, sat on board with Homesick Alien. That's probably who I thought was in third. And Homesick, this is the two Nissans duking it out, whilst Anton Poika in his Honda is rinsing them. He's leaving them behind. Don't forget, Groot's on those medium tyres at the moment, so Homesick Alien doesn't want to get too bogged down behind Groot. He wants to get by and get on, and not let Anton Poika pull out too much of a lead. And Haza getting, well, everyone gets purples on the second lap, but Haza going very well behind him. Catula also on those medium tyres. They're looking strong. Jim under battles from Skyjacker. Skyjacker slicing through the pack on his super soft tyres, and he's got ground to make up as Jim Bandit's there behind Jim and Shiren, 8.5 seconds, but yeah, well, I believe in you, Shiren. I think you can get back into the mid-pack variety. So Anton Poika in the lead. Let's have a quick catch-up with that chat. Racer Brown saying, lol. Ensign Hewitt says, I'm in bed, rough as. Racer Brown says, get well soon, bud. Coy saying, evening, good sir. Hi, Coy. And Ensign Hewitt saying, cheers, bud. Ensign Hewitt saying, did a couple of practice race last weekend for tonight. Oh. And Coy saying, go Skyjacker. He's slicing through the field at the moment like they just aren't there. Anton Poyka, though, 2.2 seconds ahead of Groot. Homesick Alien cannot do anything about the Akapax racing driver. And that's helping Haza indeed, because he's on the medium tyres, and the more Homesick Alien gets held up behind Groot, the harder he's going to have it later in the race. Because he wants to the idea when you're on the Super Softs, oh, Bandit's out. Excuse me. The idea is when you're on the Super Softs, you want to build up a good lead on the medium runners, because they'll be going on to the softs whilst you're on the mediums. That is the theory behind it. But like Racer Brown says, it's a short pit stop here, so people could be in and out and changing tyres all over the place. We might not see the medium tyre runners stay on those mediums. Anton Poyka pulling in a lap of a 1:15.7 next to Groot's 1:16.6. So it's a second and a bit faster. 16.1 for that time for Groot. Anton Poyka a 15.9. So, 16.9, sorry. So it's just under a second slower on the medium tyre. Homesick Alien going for the moving Druids, but Groot having none of it. Haza, meanwhile, Skyjacker up again. Skyjacker, he's on the super soft tyres. He's not quite got the move done on Cthulhu. And Cthulhu, give him a little love nudge there. Jim, 7th place. He's racing his race on those racing mediums, and he's only got Shiren now for company, with a Bandit disappearing. 8 runners. It's a race of attrition. And Anton Poyka, 3.5 seconds. He's building up a lovely lead out there. Ensign Hewitt saying I had quite high tyre deg here, but that is me. But Groot is doing a masterful job of keeping Homesick Alien in his place, and Homesick Alien, no answers for the Marvel character. The marvellous character of Groot. And all Homesick, he's going to have another look in Paddock Hill Bend, but there's just nothing going. And it's Druids, isn't it? Druids is where he wants to be, right tucked in behind Groot, all the way through Paddock Hill Bend, and tuck up behind Groot through Druids and try and get a pull up the hill. But at the moment, he's not been able to take control of those super soft tyres. He's not getting advantage from them in the corners. Groot's just he's parking his car on the apex, and it's gear he goes. Oh, he's thinking about it. It's so fast around here, it is scary. Look how much it puts him off the racing line, and how much time he loses, and how much time Haza closes up. Meanwhile, Skyjacker going still toe-to-toe with Cthulhu. Cthulhu's not having any of it, and Skyjacker is fighting for every inch. It looks like he's got the move done now, and now Skyjacker up into 5th place on those super softs, and Cthulhu's put a wheel wrong. Cthulhu's put a wheel wrong. He's had a spin, and he nearly reversed into Jim. Luckily, he was ghosted, and Jim just cracking on, not letting all of this bother him as Cthulhu slowly gets back up to speed, and Shiren gets by, but at least Cthulhu's got someone. That's twice in this Group 2 car we've seen Cthulhu lose the back end, but I don't think that one really was his fault. He just got a wheel on the dirt, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help with these Group 2 cars. They need traction. Well, they can barely do it with traction. With tarmac underneath the wheel, they still spin up. So with a bit of dirt, it's impossible. Now, if I was Cthulhu, I would test this pit stop theory, and I would bring that bad boy in and put some super softs on, and then just go for it. Just have fun. Trying to do your fastest laps on super softs, and when they run out, go in again. Anton Poyka, nearly 6 seconds. Oh, whoa, where's Groot? Groot's gone. Groot has gone big time. Oh my gosh, let's have a look at this. So Groot, minding his own business, second in this race, happily keeping the alien behind him. He's just asked too much of the Nissan, and that's exactly what Catula had. Just dipping the wheel, and that's the way it goes. My word, this race has just gone smack bang wide open. That's put Skyjacker ahead of Groot. And yeah, sixth for Jim now. Jim's just moving on through. He's loving it. He's only 4 seconds behind Groot. And as long as Jim doesn't have an off, he's going to be golden in this race. Shiren, 10 seconds adrift of him. He's got Catula chasing him down. Catula doesn't go into the pits. Doesn't try that out. While Anton Poika leads the race. Ahead of Homesick Alien. Haase now up into third place. Skyjacker in fourth with the dropping of Groot. But Groot's still in the fight here. He's still in the shouts. He's definitely still on for a podium position. It depends on these super soft runners and how far they can go and how much they can get out of their cars. And if they can stay facing the right way. We've seen some very talented people facing the wrong way already today, which means this race is just it's like Russian roulette, or to Shiren roulette. And Racer Brown. Oh, he's agreeing me with Catula, saying yeah, he would with it as well. Go in. Go in and get some soft tyres on. So Anton Poika, 7.7 seconds. Homesick Alien lost a lot of ground behind Groot there. And so Shiren's coming in. Shiren is coming in. He's getting rid of those medium tyres. He's going to give it a go. He's just going to have some fun. Why not? Get a fastest lap either. But they're a second faster than the medium tyre, and I don't know, they're not going off too badly on Homesick Alien. 10 minutes of racing, and they're not too torn up, nor are Anton Poika's. They seem to be good for a while. Haase on his mediums, he did a 17.3 last time around. Homesick Alien is 17.3 also. Anton Poika is 16.5, so there's still a good portion faster than the medium tyre. Skyjacker managed to 17.6. So some people seem to be struggling on the softs, unless they're looking after the softs. Maybe they're not hammering them as hard as they can. Look at Groot on their medium tyres. I say go on the super softs, but it looks like the mediums at the moment are on fire. Jim, an 18.8 from him, is 9.3 seconds ahead of Catula. And even with his spin, he's cracking on. Shiren we saw go in, put those super softs on, and I think he's going to have a good old crack, try and run. Possibly, what are we saying? He could have a shot at Groot, Skyjacker in this race. Groot's got by Skyjacker. Oh no, Skyjacker is not on the track. Jeez Louise. And we're seeing all the best ones do it. Just tucking a wheel up in a place where it doesn't belong, and there she goes. He just couldn't slow down the Nissan going into that corner. That could be quite part of the tyre wear. And now Skyjacker down into 7th place, and he's got Shiren 5 seconds behind him on a brand new set of super softs. This race is going to be all over the place, isn't it? It really is. The risk of Brands, it's the curse of Brands Hatch, as Anton Poika fights with his Honda and some degrading super soft tyres, and the Homesick Alien, super softs, they seem to be okay, but 17.2 and a 17.0 for Anton Poika and Homesick Alien. Groot 18.6, but he was fighting. He's got himself ahead of Haase. Groot's unstoppable. Look at him go. Haase did a 124 that last lap, though. Haase's had some issue out there, and Groot's caught him up, and he's back up to 3rd already from 5th. Jim's now in 5th place, looking steady, and happy days for Jim. And not giving any kind of locations away. It's a track that he's quite close to, been to often, so he knows the track well. But we've had some heartbreaks here, haven't we, Jim? The GTMC and a Ferrari leading the way. It was heartbreaking. I still have nightmares about it. But Jim won't be thinking about that right now. So Anton Boyka is in, only 13 minutes into the race, and Homesick Alien carries on. So it's hard to judge how these super softs are faring. But Anton Boyka's gone to the medium tyre. Groot's still on his older set of mediums. He's not been able to jump Anton Boyka. So Anton Boyka, that was quite a fast, rapid pit stop. As Anton Boyka in onto the mediums, back out again, ahead of third place. Jim now up into fourth, as Haas's pitted for some super softs. Cthulhu goes in as well. He's going to put some super softs on there. Skyjacker has been in, and he's put some medium tyres on. He's going the other way, but he might be just doing that just to get him out of the way, so he can be on the super softs later in the race. Or he's just going to go for a very long run and hope there's a lot of action ahead of him. So Homesick Alien is your leader of this race. Keep up. We're all over the shop. We're only 14 minutes into this race, and it's anyone can win it. I said at the beginning, there's not one person out there. Well, Bandit can't now, but anyone can win this one. I really do think that. Anton Boyka on those medium tyres. Where is the cut-off point? I mean, Homesick Alien is coming around. He's setting a 17.5, which I think Groot's easily doing on the mediums anyway. As we see Groot cross 17.9, so he might be starting to feel that tyre wear. We can't tell from Anton Boyka's lap times yet until he does one true lap. 4/10 down on his best, but his best was 16.5. Sharen's the fastest man, though. Where is Sharen? Sharen's up. Oh, yeah, he didn't have a massive spin. Did he? He did, didn't he? No, it was Cthulhu. Well, I said should just get some super softs on and go and have fun. But Sharen we saw go on to those super softs earlier. Lighter car as well, so fresh softs, light car. He's going flying. He's only 8.5 seconds behind Jim. Jim's going for that longer run, and he's been overtaken by Haasa. Haasa on those super softs, though, he'll be like a jet out there at the moment, flying. And Homesick Alien has really got a question. He's 3 seconds ahead of Anton Boyka now on the medium tyres. Anton Boyka is really sort of pulling Homesick in, and Homesick might just have to go in because those tyres. No, he stays out. He's really surprising me how he's trying to make. He's going to try and do a one-stop, isn't he? He's trying to do a one-stop and hope that is the way to go. And it possibly is. Who am I to say? But he's losing time to Anton Boyka, who did a 16.7 on a fresh set of mediums on a lighter car next to an 18.1 of Homesick Alien. Groot's gone in. Groot's gone in to get rid of his mediums. He's not waiting for halfway. He's put the super softs on. Beware pack, because Groot is packing some super softs. He's 2 seconds behind Jim. Jim going for the long run, and he's doing a wonderful job at the moment. One of the only cars that hasn't gone off, I think. Him and Anton Boyka, maybe Homesick Alien. They're the only guys out there can boast. They've not had an off in this race so far. Homesick Alien will have, though. Those tyres will not support him. That's not going to happen. So Homesick Alien asking a lot from his tyres, and yet he goes round again. He really is trying to get to the halfway point. God, the mediums have lasted over halfway. With the times you're losing, 18.4. Anton Boyka a 16.8, but he's still not by. And Homesick Alien, he did learn how difficult it was for Groot to get by, so possibly he's hoping. But the thing is, he hasn't got the grip to put it on the apex, has he? He's going to be wide in the corners, trying to get through them. So it might be a bit easier for Anton Boyka to get by the Alien. At this point, Anton Boyka's 13 seconds ahead of Haasa. Haasa pitting earlier for those super soft tyres. We don't think those super softs are going to see him to the end of the race, so Haase possibly in for another pit stop as Anton Poiker around the outside. And does he brave it? He stays with it, but he backs out of it. I think he thought Homesick would give him some more space than that, but Homesick gave him just enough space. And Anton Poiker wanted a little more. And Homesick says, nope, you get a car's width and that's it. Don't ask for more. Skyjacker's into the pits again. That's very odd. I don't know. He's in. Maybe that's it. There's no work going on that car, is there? No tyres being changed, no fuel going in. So it looks like Skyjacker has pulled up here at Brands Hatch, waiting for race 2 as Homesick Alien tries to keep Anton Poiker at bay, but Anton Poiker, sneaky one up the inside at paddock. Homesick Alien trying to come back at Brands, but those tyres are spent, brother. Haase there doing a solid job, got the fastest lap, 15.2, and he's only 9 seconds behind the Alien now. Anton Poiker, he really had to get that move done. He could not be doing 18s. Look at that, an 18.3 he had to do last time around behind Homesick Alien. So Anton Poiker, for his own race, had to get by the Alien. He had to make that move because he cannot afford to lose time, as he has these two guys in the background, Groot on the Super Softs and Haase on the Super Softs, chasing him down. Shiren has done a wonderful job from the obscurities of nowhere. He's got himself into 5th place in this race. Jim's pitted for the Super Softs, and he's in a 6th, 10 seconds behind Shiren, but Shiren's tyres already showing weakness. So Jim just has to stay with the course, and he should see Shiren again. Katula doing all he can to fight back into this race, and it looks like Skyjacker, technical issues, is putting him on the sideline. Homesick Alien pitting, and we'll see Haase and Groot possibly getting by the Alien. Although Groot looks like he's had no bad lap from Groot. I don't know, I thought he was closer to Haase than he was. But he just takes the fastest lap of the race as Homesick Alien comes back on track. And he's only 4 seconds ahead of Shiren. 3.5 seconds ahead of Shiren. He's gone for the medium tyre. And I think he's going to try and take that one all the way to the end. One stop, that bad boy. Shiren, possibly he's going to try and take that all the way to the end. But it's going to be a struggle. Jim, we think, is going all the way to the end, and he's going to be hoping Haase and Shiren are going to make pit stops ahead of him because they early pitted. So, but Haase, his tyre's not too bad at the moment. And we've got the 2 Flying Finns at the front doing the country proud as we go over the halfway mark of this race. And it's been rather exciting in the chat. I see. Racer Brown says, didn't Jim win that F4 thing? I don't know what F4 is. Racer Brown saying he is going for a 1 stop. Skyjack saying, sorry guys, I'm done. Far too exhausted for this car and track combo. Racer Brown saying, all good bud. And Racer Brown saying, Jim doing some very good consistent laps. So Anton Poiker leads 8.6 seconds ahead of Haase, and Groot, the danger, is 6.7 seconds behind him. Homesick Alien back out on the medium tyres, but Shiren is a threat. 17.1 Charette did last... Charette threat. Shiren did a 17.1 last time around. Homesick Alien, that was his outlap, so it's hard to judge. Jim, lovely. Oh, he's just done a 16.5 with those super soft tyres. And yeah, I think Shiren could be in trouble by the end of this race if his tyres fall off of the edge of a cliff. Homesick Alien's going nowhere on those mediums fast, I think. Groot's always going to be pulling away from him. And maybe Homesick Alien is hoping later in the race they'll fall back towards him. Anton Poiker, I think he's got this one in the bag. It's going to be tough for Haase to close that gap up to Anton Poiker. I think it's going to be tough to Groot to close that gap up. They're 3 very fast guys, and so is Homesick Alien. 17.3 on his medium tyres. Shiren did a 16.7. That is the right direction Shiren needs to be going in. Jim doing a 16.5, or he's just about to cross again with a 17.6. Cthulhu 2 seconds behind him at 16.5. So Jim, he's got to be cautious. He's got to get consistently in those 16s, or he's going to find Cthulhu, who's on an older set of tyres than him, snapping at his heels. All the fuels seem about similar, so I think they're all going. They can go to the end on this fuel. Oh no, Groot's can't. We've seen Groot use too much fuel up before, and it does look like Groot's going to have to do a splash and dash at the sometime soon, because that fuel's low. Homesick Alien more than enough. Shiren is on the quarter mark. I don't know if a quarter is going to be enough, you know. I'm saying, oh yeah, Jim's got just over a quarter, and Cthulhu, who's got his hazards on, and it looks like Cthulhu now having issues out there. He's ghosted, I think, and Jim managing to pull away. So Brands Hatch is really taking some casualties today, as Jim 10 seconds behind Shiren. And I don't know about the fuel, you know. 16 minutes, it does seem quite low in Anton Poika's car. It certainly is low in Groot's car. Groot is going to have to pit, which is going to put Homesick and Shiren and possibly Jim in a very solid position there. And Groot's going to have to do some hard work. His tyres weren't even bedded in yet. When did he pit? Oh yeah, a few laps ago. You're going to have to just drop a bit of fuel in that car, Groot, when you go in the pits. Anton Poika, meanwhile, it's questionable he's got enough fuel. 15.5 minutes of racing, that to me doesn't seem like enough fuel. I don't know. I don't know. And oh dear, my phone says no connection. Oh, I'm back. Racer Brown saying fuel for Groot not looking good. Racer Brown saying between 3/4 and a half should do it from 15 minutes. So yeah, it does look like Anton Poika, who's in the pits. Shiren's in the pits. Shiren is in the pits. He's going to have to top up with fuel, put a new set of tyres on, and it's coming to life now. Cthulhu, I bet he can't believe he had it paused. He had it. I mean, obviously there was some reason he had to do that, but he could have been there. He could have been ahead of Shiren, as Shiren's had to make a second stop and put half a tank of fuel in. Jim on a quarter of a tank of fuel. I'm not sure his fuel's going to last. Homesick Alien's on half a tank of fuel. Groot's flashing. He's going to have to come into the pits at the end of this one. And I think Haza and Anton Poika, yes, they definitely are going to have to pit. So not our usual affair of one stop in here. We've got multiple stops. This is shaking the tree, baby. Haza and Anton Poika carry on around. Groot's got to come in, surely. There you go. Groot into the pits. That'll put Homesick Alien, who we figure isn't pitting again, and he's moved up into a podium position. This is great. This is great for Homesick Alien. It's working out well. And with the two pitting in front of him, could he, he's 20 seconds behind Anton Poika, could he take the lead? Could he possibly, Anton Poika's fuel's flashing, Haza's is not far away. Groot's come out behind Homesick Alien, 14 seconds on the super softs, only just ahead of Jim. My word, Jim nearly got that fourth place from Groot. Very tight indeed. Shiren's 5 seconds behind Jim now. And Cthulhu into the pits. He's having to do another stop. He'll put another set of super softs on. Hopefully, he has done the pits. Yeah, the fuel's going in. And Cthulhu out. And he's got a chase on his hands as well. 25 seconds is a bit much. Anton Poika then, fuel flashing, throws it into the pits, gets his Honda into the pits. Haza going to follow him through, or is he going to try and gain another lap on him? No, he goes in as well. And you know Anton Poika's going to put those super softs on. So Groot's pit stop, it was 20 seconds, just under, possibly. Alien was 20 seconds behind Anton Poyker. Can he take the lead? He doesn't have to pit again, but he's going to have to really earn this win because they're going to be bringing the noise to him. Anton Poyker's back on track, 1.5 seconds on a set of super softs behind the Alien. Oh my word, it's like seeing a deer being hunted by a lion, a gazelle. Homesick Alien on a set of medium tyres. He's going to have to, I don't know, he's going to have to make that car wide, but Anton Poyker, he's the reflexes of a cat. You can't block him. He just comes flying in there from nowhere. He's ninja of racing. Haase as well, very much closer to Anton Poyker. This is a sprint race for Anton Poyker and Haase, and they've got a Homesick Alien who's in their way. Groot is 9.3 seconds off of that battle, and that's that spin, I imagine. Hasn't helped him in this race, but he's going to push all the way with Jim. 3.5 seconds as Shiren is catching Jim at a phenomenal pace. And Cthulhu, he's just in it for the fastest laps now at the moment, but Groot is holding that one in 4th. And my word, this is exciting. This is exciting. Homesick Alien still 1.5 seconds ahead. And Racer Brown saying Haase should try the undercut. That's what I thought. I thought he'd stay out for a lap. And Racer Brown saying straight fight with Anton and Haase. I know, it's exciting. Homesick Alien kicking up a bit of dirt there. He doesn't want to do that too often. He really needs Haase to catch up Anton Poyker, doesn't he? Homesick Alien, that would be a saving grace for Homesick Alien if Haase goes on the attack with Anton Poyker. And Groot would like that very much as well, to close up the gap between them. But Anton Poyker laser focused on the back of that Nissan. They don't want a Honda 2.3, they want a Honda 1.2. So they might wait until they get the limp lamb out the way and then fight each other. But Homesick Alien knows how to race. Oh, I don't know though, that doesn't look too hot as Anton Poyker looks one way and another. Paddock Hill bend, he got him last time. Homesick Alien's going to have to get it right over to the left, but he's not. He's giving Anton Poyker a window, and Anton Poyker through, and maybe Homesick Alien just thought it's not worth the waste of fuel and the rubber for something that could possibly be inevitable. So Anton Poyker is up and into the lead. Homesick Alien just clinging on there, I believe. With those medium tyres, the field is down to 7 now, and Jim's pitted. Jim has come into the pits. An interesting move by Jim. Maybe he saw Shiren catching him and he thought he had to do something about that. Anton Poyker's in the lead, and here comes Haase. He wants to get by, he wants to attack Anton Poyker now. Maybe that's Homesick's thought on that one. Them two are on super softs, can't do anything about it, but they might race themselves out of the race. So Homesick Alien cannot put too much defence up against the two Finnish drivers, but he probably is hoping that the Finnish drivers go ahead and try and rip shreds out of each other. Shiren is ahead of Groot somehow. Shiren, was he ahead of Groot? Did an 18.0 his last time around. Possibly he could have been ahead of Groot. I don't think he was though. So I don't know if Groot's had a bad lap and Shiren's got ahead of him, or what? I'm waiting for a sector. Oh no, I'm waiting for the Finnish start straight. It is pretty poor. Sorry. It's a pretty poor lap from Groot, so I think Groot's had another excursion, and that's given Shiren a position. I should have pressed Z, shouldn't I? Just try to work it out. As Jim makes a pit stop, still ahead of Cthulhu, who has had a very, very interesting race, it has to be said. And Groot now going up against Shiren in a straight fight. Haase 9/10 behind Anton Poyker. Anton Poyker seems to have the edge so far. Homesick Alien, a solid podium for the Nissan driver, it would seem. Shiren too far back to do anything about it, but Shiren is under immense pressure himself. from Groot. Groot getting ever closer and looking to get the move done for 4th place in this race. It's very interesting now. Haase has dropped off from Anton Poiker. He just doesn't have the pace of Anton Poiker, it seems. Anton Poiker a 15.7. That time around, Haase only managing a 16.2, losing a little bit more ground to his fellow countryman. Homesick Alien 3.5 seconds behind, but he's still got a good 13 seconds on Shiren. Groot's nipping at Shiren's heels, and Shiren having to get a move on. And it's a Nissan v Nissan again out there. And Jim is 18 seconds behind him with only just under 7 minutes of racing left. I can't imagine there's too much he can do, but if these two really get into it and slow each other down, and we've seen Groot and Shiren, they like to bang doors. Last round, I saw a video of it. It was deemed racing incident, but it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. So Shiren and Groot, let's hope they can keep it sweet when they race, as they come up towards the final corner. Very tight racing between Groot and Shiren. Shiren doing just enough to keep Groot at bay. Groot will be trying to grab a small toe up here to close in with Paddock Hill. Break later at Paddock Hill, just to try and gain ground on the Russian sensation, but there's not much Groot can do there. It's holding at 4/10. How is Anton Poiker? Oh my word, now Haase's closed that gap hugely between him and Anton Poiker. Anton Poiker did a 16 dead lap last time around, with Haase doing a 15.4, and now it's only half a second between the two of them. And I thought Anton Poiker was just going to drift off into the distance. And it's all about the two Hondas here at Brands Hatch for round 5 of the Super GT. And what an absolute storming championship we're having. Homesick Alien looking good for 3rd, but Shiren is closing in with 5 minutes to go. Homesick Alien has lost a few seconds, doing mid-17s to late 17s, with Shiren doing 16s. And so is Groot. So they're a second faster. And Homesick Alien just trying to keep it steady all the way to the end. 6/10 between these two. 6/10 between these two. And Jim maintaining that 2 seconds on Cthulhu. Cthulhu did a 16.6 his last time around. Jim did an 18.7. So Jim must be careful of the Spaniard who's closing in. Shiren seems to have all the answers for Groot. Haase again closing in on his fellow countryman. And Haase looking like he wants to take this win. These two have been sharing wins this season, with Anton Poiker getting a win in the first round, the second round, and that's it. Haase getting a win, I think, in the first round. Possibly, yes, I think the first race. Oh, he's lost a load of ground. As I was looking at the championship table, I looked back up and he's nearly 2 seconds behind. What happened? How bizarre. So Haase dropping a bit of ground, 18.1. He must have made a mistake while I wasn't looking. Homesick Alien likes that. He hopes that's the tyres, but I don't think it is. Just over 3 minutes left of racing here at Brands Hatch for round 5 of the Super GT Season 3, and it's a humdinger. Shiren still ahead of Groot, but Groot's closed right in on Shiren. He's going in for the kill, and he's doing it for the thrill. Jim maintaining that distance between himself and Cthulhu, as Groot's looking for that 4th place before the end of the race. Shiren holding ground, but it's looking ever closer now for Groot as he closes in. He goes for the move. As I cycle through the cameras, but Shiren there, but Group's come back a little stronger. And Shiren is trying to make that Nissan as wide as possible as they fight with the physics of gravity, going through these corners at such ridiculous speeds, 100 miles per hour. They've got to brake for this one, down to 85 miles an hour through there, and it's all bumper to bumper stuff between Groot and Shiren as they're battling over 4th and 5th, trying to close in on the Alien. They'd love it if the Alien would make a mistake and they could bring the fight to him even quicker. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock as Groot goes for another attack on the Russian, but Shiren is standing his ground. He will not yield. Up in the front then, Anton Poika 6/10 ahead of Haase. And Haase, he's got this lap, possibly the next lap, to really try and get this win away from Anton Poika. Although Anton Poika, it has to be said, he deserves the win. He's led most of the way. He's done most of the work. So, yeah, I mean, it would be a tough one for Anton Poika to lose this in the final 2 laps of the race. And Haase is getting awfully close. As they come up towards a paddock hill, Anton Poika 4/10 ahead of Haase. The 2 Hondas make their way down the hill up to Druids. Anton Poika did a 17.5 on that lap. Haase did a 16.7. It's all to play for. Shiren then a 17.2, a 16.9, sorry, his lap, with 16.8 from Groot. Nothing in it between the two of them. And Catula's dropped a little bit further away from Jim. Jim doing a solid job out there, holding ground as Anton Poika still leads this race. Haase, there's 23 seconds on the clock, so this will be their final lap. Homesick Alien, solid drive for 3rd. Fuel's flashing, but he should be all right. All their fuels are flashing, aren't they? And Groot snapping at Shiren. And the timer poised to run out as Anton Poika brings it around this final lap. He's only got a couple more corners to go. And the victory is his. 31 laps in 40 minutes these Group 2 cars can do. And he heads towards the line to take the victory, the deserved victory. Well done, Anton Poika. Haase a great 2nd place. Homesick Alien. Oh, I saw dust there, but it looks like Groot's had a small off as Homesick Alien brings it across for that final podium position. Take a boo, my son. Shiren keeps that 4th place. Wow, what a race Shiren's had. Groot in 5th. Jim, no! GTMC flashbacks all over the place. Oh, this cannot be. This cannot be. Oh, poor Jim. On the final lap, the curse of brands still looms large in Jim's life. And Cthulhu then getting a 6th place there. I bet he can't believe it. His fuel's virtually out. And Jim in 7th. Oh, what a shame. And there is your results for race 1 of round 5. And that man there, super job from Anton Poika. Great stuff. I'll take you to the race results then. And that was a race of attrition, didn't we? We lost Bandit, we lost Skyjacker. It was a tough one for those guys. It's a hard track. And I'll take you to race results anyway. So, here we go. Anton Poika is your winner of race 1. Haase in 2nd. Homesick Alien is in 3rd. Oh, I finished 3rd, sorry. Shiren grabs 4th. Groot in 5th. Cthulhu in 6th. Jim in 7th. And Skyjacker will be finished 8th. Bandit probably 9th. Groot got the fastest lap on lap 15 with a 1:15.209. Now I might have to do a leg it outside because it's pitch black and I haven't put the rabbit away yet. So we'll get back here. Is there a time? There is no time. There is no time. We'll just have to take it as about 10 minutes. I shall return, my friends. And hopefully I'll be able to find the rabbit in the dark. Oh, is it frozen? Ooh, I thought we had a crash there. I thought we were playing GT7 for a second then. Would there go by? I can't have a dig at GT7. I tried playing it. I'm not going down that line. 9 o'clock, yeah, 10 minutes. Right, we'll go to track. There's Groot. He's trying some hard tyres. This next race, they'll be on the hards and the soft tyres. It's going to be just as interesting as the first race. Quick look at the stream. Racer Brown saying nearly went on the grass, Harzer did. And Racer Brown saying well done, Anton Poika. Racer Brown saying no, I guess that's the gym thing. And Sharon saying sorry for turn 1 to Skyjacker. So maybe Sharon had a bit of a coming together. Groot's out there, peacocking. I'm going to go and quickly put the rabbit away before a fox gets him. See you soon. yeah, so we are minutes away from race 2 of round 5 of the Super GT. And my word, what a race we just witnessed. It was beautiful. Thank you, Groot, for letting your car just drive around for us to look at while I went off for a chase the rabbit around. Excuse me. So Racer Brown in the chat. I haven't got my glasses. Should have brought them, shouldn't I? Where are they? Are they not on the table? Give me a sec, because I'm blurring out now. All I have to do is find my biggles, and then I'm golden. Ooh. And to get Cthulhu's apologising for something. It's all right, Cthulhu. We don't blame you. We don't hold it against you, at least. So here we go. I've got my glasses on now. You can see. I was struggling before. Racer Brown. We'll catch up with this tomorrow. Have a good one at all, and thank you, Homesick, for hosting, and thank you for great commentary once again. I went and got glasses just to get told he's off. He's not even listening now. And Jim saying, no, I was having such a clean race until that moment. Oh man, we all felt it. We all felt it. Echoes of GTMC back again. It was So here we go then. Let's have a rough idea of what they're feeling out there on their short practice between races for this next race. Remember, 40 minutes. And they can only use the racing hard and the racing soft. And Anton Poiker, he's trying out a set of hard tyres at the moment, with Groot also on a set of hard tyres. Jim is trying out a set of softs in the Sky Lexus team. Cthulhu in the Red Bull Nissan is trying out a set of softs. Shiren, he's trying out hards in his Nissan. Homesick and Homesick and Haas are both in the pits on hard tyres, but we don't know if that's an indication of what is to come, surely. So we are now 9 o'clock. The ready is up. Skyjacker's out the room. It's only Cthulhu we have to worry about. Cthulhu, don't even, if you've got nothing, don't say it. Oh, look at that, pure you. Skyjacker paying you something, Cthulhu. Is he? Seriously, where is he? Let me shame him. Shame. Wish I had a bell. We used to have a bell. We had to hide it from the kids. Shame. It got replaced by my whiskey. Could have had a whiskey, couldn't I? Oh, I don't know though. Do you know? Could do. Race is just about to start. Let's see if I can get a shot of whiskey in before we get going. Let me see. We've got the glasses. Oh no. Where's the little glasses? Where's the little glasses? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I can't find my glass. Oh, I found my glass. So as they line up on the grid, there you go, Jim on pole. Groot is third. It's a rolling start here for race 2. And we're waiting for them to go. Oh, nice. That's going to warm up the cockles. So a little 2 fingers there, maybe 3. That lid back on as Jim brings it around to get race 2 underway, and there he goes. He floors it to try and get to Paddock Hill before anyone else can. Cthulhu's there in chase, and they're both on the soft tyres, I believe. They are. Groot's there as well on the hard tyres. Cthulhu going for an early move, and it's cost him. And Jim just says, all day, mate. And Cthulhu now has to defend. Oh, no. Groot's had a massive one. I don't know if Cthulhu got in his way, but it's huge. Groot spinning off of the track. My word. And here we see Groot coming on on the attack. Where's Cthulhu? Goes for the attack there. He's slow out. Groot up alongside Cthulhu. And I just think he got ran out of road there. Cthulhu probably could have left a little bit more space there, but I'm trying to be unbiased. So Cthulhu in second, Homesick Alien third. Oh, has Groot gone altogether? Groot's gone. He doesn't even want to participate. Oh no, that is such a shame. So Jim then leads the way with Cthulhu in chase, 4/10 behind. Homesick Alien is third. Great stuff for Homesick Alien. Not many people around to steal points away from him. Haza and Anton Poika, the two Hondas, bumper to bumper, and Shiren there on them hard tyres, cannot keep up with the pace of the Hondas. Homesick Alien staying ahead of them, and the two soft runners disappearing into the distance. Jim under a lot of pressure of Cthulhu there, taking it, soaking it up, lathering in it, bathing in the pressure is Jim at the moment, as the Nissan driver of Cthulhu is trying to find a way, and Cthulhu again on that dust. And remember, Cthulhu, he did have two quite major offs in that first race. Homesick Alien, he's hoping there's oh, and Cthulhu makes light work of that, gets by Jim. And now Cthulhu leading the race. Jim in second, Homesick Alien on those hard tyres, ahead of Haza on the hard tyres, Anton Poika on the hard tyres, and Shiren on the hard tyres, and we are down to 6 drivers. My oh gosh, slim pickings for racing. Cthulhu pulling away from the Jim. I'm glad I've got this whiskey now. We can just talk. We can talk poop for the rest of the stream. Oh boy. Oh yeah. So Cthulhu is leading this race from a Jim. Homesick Alien in third, and Haza and Anton Poika just behind them. Shiren's closing up on those boys. Shiren getting the groove with the hard tyre. And it's a long race ahead of us. And these guys on the hard tyres, I wonder how long they'll stay with the hard tyre until, I don't know, I think I looked, and I don't think there could be a rule. I think they've got to do 5 laps. They have. I remember the whole discussion with Liam Anfield. And they've got to do a minimum of 5 laps on that hard tyre, or on any tyre, to count it as a stint. Homesick Alien maybe starting to feel the pressure from Haza. He's down to 7/10. He's pulled away from Anton Poika. So it's an interesting race here between the two Finnish drivers. Shiren 1.5 seconds behind them. And the two soft runners doing their thing out in front. Cthulhu, remember, he'd had a couple of dicey moments in that first race. He's got the fastest lap so far in the race, but he has a tendency to push past the limits of the car. Jim had a proper steady race last race, proper decent, except for the last lap. And he'll be looking to make an amends for that. Maybe even looking up at the front there at the win, because it's going to be a mixed bag come the end of this race. They're pulling away always from the hard sets. And one wonders, oh, there's a yellow flag though. No, Jim, I'm going to stop saying good things about you, bud. So Cthulhu then, Homesick Alien up into second, Haza now third, Anton Poika fourth, Shiren fifth, as Jim gets himself back on the track again. And the heartbreak with Jim and Brands Hatch continues. I always had a love-hate relationship with the track. I always thought it was a great track. I enjoyed driving around it. Never got a good position. Never got great look there. Always seems to have problems. So, yes. It's a great track when you're on your own. So Cthulhu then 7.6 seconds, and who's going to stop him? Homesick Alien's got Haza closing in on him, another 2/10. Haza's closed in on the Alien with Anton Poika not far behind either. This is dicing to be good stuff. Shiren not quite staying with the pace of the boys ahead of him, but maybe he's fuel saving, maybe he's being smart. Not sure the fuels are all roughly the same. Homesick Alien now under pressure from Haza. We've seen these guys race each other numerous times this evening, and it's always been good and wholesome. Homesick Alien staying course. Where is Homesick? He's second in the championship, you know, only a point behind Guesty. Guesty not being here, that's going to help him a lot, but Anton Poika's only 8 points. It's a fascinating table, but it's really early doors. Oh, I say it's really early doors. This is the 5th round, which is what, halfway through the championship. But it's very tight. Say we're coming up to halfway. Some big names not here. Guesty, Racer Brown, Cthulhu down there in 7th. He's going to get good points here today, I reckon. 10 seconds ahead. Oh no, Alien's had an off. The Alien has had an off. We don't see that very often, do we? So Homesick Alien in 2nd place. Kicks up a little bit of dust there and just swings around the back there with a bit of a messy tyre. And he gets back on track again to crack on in 4th, 3.3 seconds behind the 2 Finnish drivers there. And Jim, I bet he can't believe his luck. With the Alien falling off as well, that would have given him a little bit more space. Oh, but you can't look at the what ifs in racing. You've got to just take what comes. And at the moment, Cthulhu is taking what is coming, because look at him flying. Although he lost 2 seconds there on that lap. Is that an indication for the tyres? I wouldn't have thought so at this point. Homesick Alien, he's done his 5 laps on hards, and could this catch out Haza and Anton Poika? I imagine they're going to try and go for the one stop. We saw it was possible with Jim and Homesick Alien doing that in the first race. So Haza and Anton Poika maybe just going for that one stop. Jim and Shiren get themselves ahead of the Alien, but the Alien is back out there on a set of softs, who's obviously going for a 2-stop strategy now to see where he can gain the most. Cthulhu still leading, but he's dropped a bit into the 70s, and Cthulhu's made a huge mistake, pushing hard out there on his own, and Haza is going to close that gap to Cthulhu there. Oh my words. Viewers are just dropping during the live stream, but hey, I don't care. I don't hardly expect anyone listens to this stuff anyway. So Cthulhu out there, 10-second lead on Haza. He's just dropped 2 seconds by having a small off. And the 2 Finnish drivers will be looking for another 1-2 here, I reckon. But maybe in the opposite direction. Jim up into 4th. And Shiren breathing down his back. Shiren on the soft tyre, so he's been in as well. Shiren's been in on lap 5 to get rid of those hard tyres, same as the Alien came in a lap later, only 1.4 seconds. So we've got a tasty little battle down here with Jim on an older set of soft tyres. Shiren wanting to get by because he knows he's got the Alien chasing him, and he looks to be making a move, and Jim's had an off. Oh, Jim's having a terrible one. Shiren goes up to 4th. Homesick Alien now in 5th, and Jim is just not getting into the groove of this second race. These things happen. I bet that first off has really sort of hacked him off. That happens where you just can't. That's why they say that getting that mindset of racing, because you've got to let these things go when things go wrong. And maybe Jim distracted by that earlier off, and he's making small mistakes now. as Catula's got it back up to 13 seconds. Haza's come into the pits. He's got rid of the hards. Maybe he's concerned about these guys behind him. And he should be as well, because Shiren has gone up into 3rd place. Homesick Aliens moved up into 4th. And now Haza comes back out on track in 5th, with Jim in 6th. And Anton Boyka now in 2nd place, chasing down Catula, who's on his original tyres, as is Anton Boyka. But Shiren, who has had a pit stop, is only 4.7 seconds behind Anton Boyka. That shows you the differential between the softs and the hards. Homesick Alien as well, 16.2 he's doing. Anton Boyka's doing 18.6. So Homesick Alien and Haza, he had no option really. He had to come in and get those soft tyres on, because he could see, I imagine, somehow that the boys behind him were doing fast laps. And Anton Boyka, he's gonna have to, isn't he? He's not gonna try and stay out there for the whole 20 minutes. We're 11 minutes in, nearly 12. So I would be surprised. Ooh, that's going down neat, that, guys. It's lush. I haven't had a whiskey for ages. To our fallen comrades out there, to Skyjacker, Bandit. Who else have we lost? Is that it? I'm sure we lost more. Oh, Groot. I salute you. Catula then doing a fine job back in the 17s after that dip into the 20s. He's doing everything he can. And Anton Boyka, one of the only cars out there on the hard tyre at this point, losing time to Shiren. Look, Shiren did a 15.9 last time around. Shiren's on fire, man. Shiren could be in for a win today. Homesick Alien as well on those softs, and they're making a race of it, these guys. Anton Boyka, he might be in trouble. I'm not sure. They're all closing in on him. He's not gonna. He won't stop, and even if he stops now, he's going to be like quite a way behind all 3 of those guys, because they're all closed up on track together. And Catula's come in. Catula has come in. He has to put a hard set on at some point in the race, and he's done it now. He's put the hards on now. Anton Boyka's come in to get rid of the hards. Catula's still out in the lead. Shiren is 6 seconds behind Catula, which he could easily make up on those soft tyres. Catula, I imagine, is just going to do his 5 laps, which is going to lose him the lead, unfortunately, and then get back out there on a set of softs. And possibly, could that take him to the end of the race? I'm not sure. Who's not changed his tyres yet? Jim's done 14 minutes on that set of softs, and they still look like they're all right. They look like they're in good place. So there you go. That's the loss that Anton Boyka's taken from staying out there too long on the hard tyres. I don't mean too long, but next to everyone else on track. And he's lost 7.5 seconds on Haza, who's only a second behind Homesick Alien, who's only 9/10 behind Shiren. And they do worry me when they go that outside line on these corners. And Catula, 4.5 seconds. He's only lost half a second on his out lap. And I imagine I always say it, but I imagine he'd like these 3 all to get into it, to give him a bit of a break. 4.2 seconds now, Catula leading this race. And we're not sure Catula's plans. He's going to do the minimum 5 laps, which means he pitted on lap 12. No, sorry. Pitted on lap 10. We're on lap 12. Pitted on lap 10, so lap 15 is ideally when he'd come in to get rid of those hard tyres. Who knows? So Catula leading this race. And what an interesting race we've got now. Shiren is up into 2nd place. 3.8 seconds. He's closing the gap every sector on Catula, but Catula's on the hard tyre. Homesick Alien is right there with Shiren, and so is Haza. These guys all pitted a little earlier to go onto the soft tyre from the hard tyre. Anton Boyka stayed out there an extra 2-3 laps possibly. on the hard tyre, and he's lost a boat full of time to the guys ahead of him. Jim, we saw him have a couple of spins, unfortunately, and now he's just making his way round, hoping someone falls off the track, I imagine, pick up some places. Cthulhu is only a second ahead of Shiren. Shiren doing a 16.7 that last lap, Cthulhu doing a 19.8. We've seen the hard runners doing 18s, and that's really where he wants to be aiming for, just to stave off Shiren. Oh, I thought he had enough. And whoa, Shiren's got a squirrel on. He was squirreling out of the Graham Hill bend, is it? Into Surtees. And Homesick Alien gets the move done, and Homesick Alien now chases down Cthulhu with Shiren in third, and Haza right on Shiren's case. And in fact, Haza does not want to hang around. He wants to get by Shiren, but Shiren holding fast. And Homesick Alien now in second spot, and that's a bit of breathing space for Cthulhu. They were closing it rather fast, and now he gets a couple more corners to take a breather before this crew comes along. Already though, Anton Poika closing the gap. He was 7.5 seconds behind second, third and fourth, and now it's down to 5.7 seconds. So Anton Poika's taking great chunks out of their time as they stumble over each other. Shiren is really becoming a thorn in Haza's side, but he's gone for the move of the inside. Gets under braking, but does he outbrake himself? Because Shiren's coming back up the inside towards Druids, and Shiren getting the move done, possibly up the inside of Druids. Haza still holding it out there, and Haza in the end gets the position. Unbelievable racing, beautiful stuff as Homesick Alien draws ever closer to Cthulhu. Cthulhu just defending like all he can. He's got 2 more laps on these tyres if he's going to pit them. 5 laps in. Homesick Alien, we assume. Oh, Cthulhu pushing his car hard into Hawthorns, I think. And yeah, Homesick Alien nearly getting the move done, but Cthulhu just clinging on to the track with the slightest of rubber, kicking up a lot of dust, and it was tight there. It was beautiful, and Cthulhu again pushing the boundaries of what his car can do, and that's enough. Homesick Alien though around the outside, trying it in the final corner, but Cthulhu's still there, frustrating the Alien, and Haza's all over the back of the Alien now. 3, first, second and third. There's nothing between any of them. Cthulhu going into the corner. I think he had a little bump up the rear, I'm not sure. And Cthulhu loses a bit of oomph in that first corner. Homesick Alien takes the lead. Shiren into second. Cthulhu there in third. Haza in fourth. Anton Poika fifth. And he's closed that gap right down. Look at it, 1.5 seconds. With these all fighting over everything. Homesick Alien's left out there in the lead. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if Cthulhu was just late on the brakes, but going into the corner, he had massive lock-up. That could have been from a ding or from lay braking, I'm not sure. He was skirting the outers of the track before that. A few corners before that, we saw him playing dare with the dirt, so maybe he just pushed his car a little too far. And Shiren getting through, and Haza getting stuck behind him is working out lovely for the Alien, who's now 1.2 seconds ahead of Shiren, who's chasing him down. Cthulhu, though, now loses the position to Haza. And is it lap 15? Cthulhu possibly can come in. There he goes. He's coming in to get rid of those hard tyres. Great job done by Cthulhu out there, holding fast with the hard tyres. Did all he could, tried to become a thorn in as many of their sides as possible. Slow them down a bit and then hope their tyres go, whilst he puts himself on a fresh set of softs, and tries to do battle. He's got plenty of time from Jim. Jim's still not pitted yet, and he's going in there now to put on a set of hard tyres. Although, hasn't Jim already done hards? Didn't he start on hards and pit often? I'm not sure. I don't think Jim has pitted. I think I can't remember. I've lost track. I think Jim's the only one who hasn't pitted yet. And that's it. He's gone on to the hards. Cars are in the background there, hanging the Honda out. It's scary racing between these four. Cthulhu still could figure in this race if these pit again. They did pit quite early for those tyres. Whoa, Sharen's dropped it. Oh my word. And Brands is taking another one. I tell you. And Sharen, oh, this is crazy racing. Brands Hatch is a nightmare for them wheels just off. They want barriers all the way around so they don't dip a wheel, because it's causing mayhem and chaos out there. Sharen's come into the pits, I guess, for a fresh set of super softs. He's going to take that battle down with to Cthulhu, not super softs, sorry. He's onto the softs. So that's one off of Homesick Alien's list that he has to watch out for. And now he's just got Haza and Anton Poika closing in. And we've got 18 and a half minutes left of racing, and anything can happen. Cthulhu could still win this race. You don't know. If they pit, then Cthulhu's going to be in prime position. And again, we're on a quarter of a tank of fuel with 18 minutes, so they are going to pit again. There is definitely another round of pit stops to go here. And Cthulhu, loads of fuel. So don't count Cthulhu out just yet, because I think these three are going to be into the pits before the end of the race. And Cthulhu and Sharen will be in the wings waiting. But for now, Homesick Alien is leading this race, with Haza in second and Anton Poika in third. And I think, shall we go? I've been onto Haza's car a lot though, haven't I? No, we'll go on Anton Poika, because he was leading last time, so we didn't really get a lot of Anton Poika. Look at him with his number one, the champion of Super GT Season 2, the reigning champion this year with the number one on his car. Anton Poika won the first race just ahead of Haza. Now he finds himself in third place. He stayed out there. His tyres will be fresher than the guys ahead of him though, because he did stay out for a couple more laps than those boys. But again, I don't think that fuel will get them to the end. So these three will be making a pit stop, and Cthulhu might be in for a good shout out of the win. As he started on the softs, went on to the hards just for 5 laps. He's come back in, fueled up to the end of the race. Softs should last him, and he's looking strong. 16 seconds behind Anton Poika. Question is, when are these three going to pit, and who's going to pit first? I imagine those two will have to pit before Anton Poika. He's got two laps fresher tyres than them ahead of him, and they're in a juicy little battle at the moment. We're sat on board, but we're missing some beautiful action between the Nissan and the Honda out there in the lead. And the Homesick Aliens tyres definitely in a worse state than Haza's. Haza looking all right on his tyres at the moment. Anton Poika's barely used his. Cthulhu then on a fresh set of soft tyres. He's 7 seconds ahead of Sharen, who's on a soft set. And well, who knows where this race is going to go. And we've got 15 and a half minutes left on the clock, and it's still anyone's game at this point. Anyone's game. Mama Homesick in the chat saying, evening thingy, hope you're okay. How is Homesick doing? He's leading at the moment, but I think he's going to have to pit again, which means Cthulhu could be in with a strong chance. There goes Homesick into the pits. Haza and Anton Poika stay out, and it's all about where Homesick Alien comes out against Cthulhu. He hasn't got to put much fuel in. It won't be as long a pit stop as they usually do, and he's going to have to do 15 minutes on those softs. Cthulhu, it's saying, is up into third place. Homesick Alien's coming out of the pits. It's very tight. He's ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu's right there though, and it's going to be a big battle between Cthulhu and Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien somehow, some way, just getting out ahead of Cthulhu. But Cthulhu will be saying, come on, shift on, get a move on, because your two finish mates are going to be pitting soon, and they'll be coming out relatively around the same time. But Haas has got a bit of fuel to keep him going for a while. But won't Homesick Alien on the fresher rubber get a jump on those two? We will see. And Cthulhu now enjoying a lovely little tow, and he might get himself ahead of the two Finnish drivers. Who knows? It's exciting stuff. Shiren 7 seconds behind him. There's not much impact he can make, as they're all on the same tyres at the moment. And Haase is coming into the pits. Anton Poika stays out. Stays out. He wants that fresher rubber at the end of the race, and this is it. This is it. Haase isn't going to have to put much fuel in. I think Homesick Alien had a lower fuel than Haase, but he's got to put some fuel in. He's moving out. Homesick Alien. He's coming down the pit straight. Haase's out ahead. Haase's out ahead, and he's handsomely ahead. And Homesick Alien's heart will sink when he sees that sight. And thought, oh no, oh, and Homesick making a small mistake into Druids out on the marbles, but Cthulhu, he's just keeping up at the moment, and Haase there, what a move. And Anton Poika's going to have to do a couple of blistering laps. He's got no fuel on board, but it's going to be tight getting the jump done. Haase didn't have to spend as much time in the pit lane for fuel. His fuel was okay. And they've got half a tank left to take them all the way to the end of this race. And Cthulhu, the leader from the beginning, virtually, sitting in fourth, thinking, what can I do to change things? And there's not really much. Anton Poika is coming into the pits. Anton Poika coming into the pits, and where is he going to come out relative to Haase, Homesick, and Cthulhu? Homesick 9/10 behind Haase. And Anton Poika there, fueling up. Cthulhu getting onto the start straight. Anton Poika being released. Cthulhu through. Cthulhu is through. Anton Poika staying out longer has cost him again, but he will come back in this race. We've got 12 more minutes left of racing, and he's 2.3 seconds behind Cthulhu, who's only 1.6 seconds behind Homesick, who's 1.3 seconds behind Haase. Unbelievable stuff. Shiren 7.2 seconds behind them, and Jim just kicking it with a set of hards, doing good lap times. Cracking stuff. But Haase has pulled off a masterclass today with a little bit of fuel saving, giving him a quicker pit stop, and it's he hasn't put a foot wrong so far in this race. He got second place in the first race, and he's looking like he's going to pick up first place in this race with 11 minutes 20 seconds left on the clock. Homesick Alien looking like he's going to get second place. He's pulling away from Cthulhu now, who's going to have his hands full come the end of the race with a very fast Anton Poika, who's on a lot fresher tyres than Cthulhu. You can see Cthulhu struggling with those tyres already, and Anton Poika taking chunks out of his time. Homesick Alien trying to stay with Haase. 15.4 for Haase last time around. Homesick Alien at 15.6. Fastest he's managed in the Nissan in this race. Cthulhu doing a 16.9 with Anton Poika. Well, he was doing an outlap, so it's hard to say. Shiren still not managing to gain any ground on those guys ahead. Had a mistake, had to go in and pit. Jimbo doing lovely steady lap times on those racing hards. Just two small mistakes in this race has put him where he was. He would have been in the action, I think, without these two small offs. Haase 1.2 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien just concentrating on the Honda ahead of him and how to gain on him. Haase doing a 15.7, Homesick Alien doing a 16.0. Cthulhu now has got his hands full with Anton Poika. Anton Poika is going for the move already as I go in car around the outside of Druids, but Cthulhu has got the measure of the man and he stays there in third place. Can he do this for 9.5 minutes though against Anton Poika? And we started the evening with a solid 11 runners. Was it 11? No. Was it? It felt like 11, but we've only lost 3. I think 3, so we must have started with 9. I apologise. So losing Bandit first of all in race 1, Skyjacker mid race 1 we lost, and then Groot right at the beginning of this race after a moment with Cthulhu, I believe. Cthulhu didn't look like he'd left quite enough room. I imagine if Groot wanted to put it into the stewards, he more than could. Although the redress would be difficult when he quit, if he quit out on the lap it happened, giving Cthulhu no opportunity to do a redress. And there we go. Anton Poika around the outside of Paddock Hill, but it's not enough. And Cthulhu survives again on the inside of Druids. And Cthulhu's Nissan holds fast against Anton Poika's onslaught. And Anton Poika up for this. Really wants to gain on Homesick Alien, I imagine, and wants another finish 1-2. In 6 seconds. Homesick Alien is ahead, 3 seconds behind Haza now. Haza doing a 15-1, and Haza is in a league of his own at the moment out there, but pushing so hard. We've seen some disasters happen whilst guys push, and so we don't know. It's not a done deal so far with Haza being out there in the leads, especially if he's driving tough. Driving large, isn't he? He's driving large, mate. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, because YouTube love it. They get way into it. So at the moment, 3 seconds. Homesick Alien is the gap. Cthulhu still maintaining that third against Anton Poika. And Anton Poika trying to bring whatever he can. The reigning champion against Cthulhu, but Cthulhu, he's had some nifty results this season. And we've got just over 6.5 minutes of racing left as Cthulhu kicks up a bit of dust. Anton Poika going in for the charge. It's the outside again though. Can he maintain it? No, Cthulhu's there. And Anton Poika, though, Anton Poika doing a switcheroo on him and goes way up the inside of him. And that was delicious. Was that not delicious? My word. Can I get that? I don't know. So there we see. Tries it on the outside. Backs out of it. Slips it up the inside. Textbook. Beautiful move from the Honda driver. And he pulls off a cracker. Beautiful stuff from Anton Poika, puts him up into third place, but he's 9 seconds adrift of the Alien, and surely there is nothing he can do in the next 5.5 minutes to remedy that. Cthulhu, oh my word, what's happened here? Cthulhu dropping, he hasn't dropped time, it's just this man's flying. He's pulled it into 3.5 seconds. He was some 7.5 seconds behind these guys. I said he wasn't gaining. He's still not gaining. He's still not gaining. Now he's only 3 seconds behind Cthulhu, who is probably starting to feel those tyres hurting now. As Anton Poika on the freshest set on track. Homesick Alien's tyres still quite new. And Haza is having a laugh. Look at him. He's flying. He's going for it. He's got the fastest lap and everything. He wants to get back in that championship and assert his dominance in the Virtual Racers Club. Ah, there goes the whiskey. Shall I have another? I'll tell you what, I'm going to have another. 2, 3 fingers. 3 fingers. Go on then, 3 fingers. 3 fingers is a bit greedy. There's only a little bit left in the bottle. Should I just do the bottle? It'd be rude not to. Haza then leading this race. He's done a super job. I made myself a coffee. I should have poured my whiskey in the coffee and said, top of the morning to you. So Haza, oh, there you go. Did you hear that can of Red Bull opening? It's got a tune. I'm living a decadent life in front of me at the moment. Caffeine, whiskey, Red Bull. It's all going off. In 4 minutes I'm going to be having a fag. It's just, I'm living my best life right now. So Haza is leading. Sorry, what was that? Haza leading 6.7 seconds. Homesick Alien, he's got a nice space between him and Anton. Anton's trying to drive into that space, but I just don't think he's going to have time to do it in this race. And it looks like at the end here, Cthulhu is going to be playing survival from Shiren, because Shiren, his tyres are in a lot better condition than Cthulhu. Cthulhu did a 17.9. Shiren closing that gap to Cthulhu. Sorry, there was stuff going on. Oh dear, what's happened to that? That's how it's meant to be. Wobbly. Wasn't wobbly when I put it up. Anyway, just probably needs tightening up. It's probably worked itself loose. Haza then, 3 minutes, fuel's flashing. Is that something we should be concerned about? Not sure. Nobody else's fuel's flashing. No one's fuel is flashing at the just under 3 minute mark. And this could be an issue here. He's got 7.5 seconds on the Alien, so he can start lift and coast. And he's changing gears awfully fast, straight up to 5th. I haven't even seen his rev limiter yet. So Haza looking after that fuel tank, and it's going to be touch and go. He's got this lap and the next lap to go. I don't think it's going to be it's going to be tough for him. Let's just put it that way. Why has he got a rookie sticker on? I know this is his first championship, but round 5, a few wins. I don't know about rookie stickers. And Homesick Alien rubbing his hands. He must know. He must get a feeling that something's going on ahead of him. And because Haza, he's just lost a second to him. Nearly 2 seconds. 7.5 second the gap was. And well, 1.5 seconds then, sorry. So Homesick Alien, plenty of fuel on board to push. Does he have the tyres? Anton Poika a little too far back to make anything out of this. Cthulhu has been caught up by Shiren, and Shiren is hungry like the wolf, but he lost the back end a little bit. And Jim just using this as a practice session, and he's done brilliantly. I don't mean that in any kind of like, oh, but when you see his lap times, they're so consistent. They're so consistent. Haza, 3 seconds now ahead of the Alien. He's crossing the line. 53 seconds. This is his final lap. Can he get that fuel to the end? Homesick Alien. He must be smelling something in the air. He must know this is his opportunity to take a win. Anton Poika crosses the line in 3rd. Can he catch Haza in this final lap? Cthulhu still managing to stay ahead of Shiren. These two racing large here on the final lap. Shiren trying around the outside. Is he going to whip it up the inside like we saw Anton Poika do? He is unable to do so. And Cthulhu fighting every inch. But that's it. He slid. Cthulhu's car slid wide. And that gives Shiren half a look. But Cthulhu's back again. They're side by side coming down the hill. Now how's Haza doing? Haza is 3 seconds still on the Alien. Oh my word. And Shiren then still behind Cthulhu, and Haza 2.5 seconds on the Alien. And the Homesick Alien can see him, but they're running out of track. Homesick Alien's not going to gain enough, is he? Haza might just have enough fuel to get himself to the end of this race. Oh my word. the finish have come over to Blighty, and they have spanked us. And here comes Haza up towards the line to do the impossible, and he crosses to take the win. Homesick Alien in second place, and Tom Poyker brings it home for a finish 1-3. And take a boo, my son. Congratulations, cracking. Katula's still ahead. Shiren, we saw off the road, and Katula gets that fourth place. Great drive from Katula, tough work for him. And Shiren picks up that fifth place. And Jim already crossing the line in sixth. Hard day's work for Jim there, out on track. Wow, what a couple of races. And we had some people drop out there, couldn't take the heat in the Honda in the Brands Hatch circuit. Whoo-wee. Oh, Groot stayed though. Groot hung around. And then he left at the end. Oh, bless him. I bet he did that just so it didn't have any jumps or issues, maybe. So I'll take you to the race results, as we do. Haza gets the win. Congratulations, lad. Homesick Alien's so close. Look at that, 1.7 when they crossed the line. Another lap, and Haza would have been out of fuel, but Homesick Alien would have been on him. Anton Poyker comes home in the final podium position, and this championship is going to be tight. With Katula, a fine drive there for fourth in the end. Had to defend hard from the Russian sensation, who came home in fifth. Jim got sixth, with Groot being classified as seventh. But him and Katula had an early coming together, and he ended up spinning way off the track and felt he was better off getting the car DNF'd. That was a Tuesday evening stream for you, the Super GT Season 3, Round 5 at Brands Hatch. What an absolute cracking pair of racers. We're back again on Thursday evening, and it's the final. It's the final with the Renaults. So it's going to be cracking. You do not want to miss a single second of the Renault Megane Trophy. We are at Kyoto Driving Park, I think Yamagawa or something like that. We'll see. And then after Thursday, Friday, we saw last Friday the start of the Max 5 Season 7. It went off with a bang. It was delicious to see. Have they given it a green light yet? I couldn't ever find it because things have lights next to them. So I always look for green lights. I've gone too high. No. Green light on the Max 5, please. Dragon's Trail Seaside, Friday evening with those crazy Max 5s. And then a Sunday evening for the Sunday Sprint Madness in those sassy little Toyotas. We will be racing around they will be racing around Interlagos. Don't forget to visit our website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, for all up-to-date tables. As soon as the data tables are updated, they go on there. And that also is a way of getting into our Discord. But I think all the links are on YouTube. So if you're watching this, then you're golden, man. You know. If you click on our About somewhere on our YouTube channel, it'll give you all the links you could possibly dream and wish for. So that was our Tuesday evening racing. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I did. And let me have a little blast on this whiskey. Cheers, guys. Happy Tuesday evening. Oh, yeah, it burns. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Mike Oxbig. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Peace and love. Peace and love.